talking about dealing with difficult people. Do you ever feel emotionally drained after dealing with certain people? Or maybe you feel guilty for setting boundaries. Tonight's live stream, we're going to be looking at how you can start to overcome those issues, how you can start to set boundaries. And in the previous live stream, I spoke about values and how values can help you set boundaries. Check my channel for that. If you're watching on the replay, you'll find a link to it up there or up there somewhere. So have a look at that, learn how to set boundaries using your values. Don't allow yourself to be emotionally blackmailed. Don't allow people to bully you into giving in to them. Don't allow people to say, oh, I never thought you'd do this to me, all the things I've done for you, etc. And when you're dealing with difficult people, remember, it's not about you, it's about them. They are projecting their stuff onto you. If they are, narcissistic, putting you down, calling you names, that's about them. They're projecting what their shadow onto you. And try and be compassionate with them. Everyone's doing the best they can with what they have. So have some compassion and understanding. But if spending time with people makes you feel bad, you obviously need to protect yourself and avoid those people. And I have some talking points. So yeah, state clearly you're not here to change them. Tell yourself, I'm not here to change them. I'm here to change how I approach them, how I interact with them, because you can't change other people. You don't have any control over others. You can only control yourself and your own reactions. So take responsibility for what you can control and let go of what you can't. And so the 3C's framework, you want to have clarity, you want to be calm, and you want to be confident when you're dealing with difficult people. So you want to be clear on what you want to get from the interaction and what you'll accept from the interaction. You want to stay grounded and centered. You want to be calm. Don't let yourself get drawn in emotionally. As I said, don't let yourself be emotionally blackmailed. And you want to be confident. If you're setting boundaries, when you say no, you want to be confident about saying that. You don't want to say, well, maybe I'll think about it. If you don't really want to do something, you just want to come straight out and say, I can't do that, or I'm not doing that. Don't be wishy-washy. Be confident in your approach. So what's non-negotiable for you? What are your non-negotiables in your key relationships? Let me know in the comments and the chat box. It could be, I will not be yelled at. It could be, I will not let a conversation with this certain person ruin my evening. Really give some thought to what you will shift on what is non-negotiable for you. And as I said, tell me what you think. So being clear removes ambiguity and it makes setting boundaries much easier. So again, be clear on what your non-negotiables are. Manage your own emotional state. Maybe if you know you're gonna have to deal with a difficult person, maybe take time to ground yourself, to meditate or listen to some relaxing hypnosis recordings before you go into your dealings with that person, so that you can, be grounded and calm, emotionally regulated. That will really benefit from you. And as you've probably heard me say before, the more you take time to relax, the easier it becomes to relax. So have a regular relaxation practice that will shrink the size of the emotional part of your brain, increase the size of the thinking part of your brain, especially if you've grown up around difficult people, narcissistic people. You've probably dysregulated your brain. You've probably grown the size of your amygdala, decreased the size of the thinking part of your brain. So a regular relaxation practice can really help you to start to re-regulate that. And focus on your non-verbal cues to convey confidence. You want to stand tall, you want to have your back straight, you want to be making eye contact, you want to speak clearly with confidence, and that will show people that you're not going to be pushed around. They'll be less likely to try and manipulate you and be difficult with you if you have an air of confidence. So many people are like, some people would say they are empaths. They're like emotional sponges. They pick up on what other people feel. Something you can do to overcome this is imagine yourself surrounded by a protective bubble or a glass wall. I made a hypnosis recording where I could imagine myself surrounded by a protective bubble, and I found that very helpful when I was living with quite difficult people. So something like that. You can also ground yourself, imagine yourself centered and connected to the earth, roots coming out from your feet, keeping you grounded, standing tall. Again, that's going to help with confidence. That's going to help you protect your emotional health. And it's going to create emotional distance for you in the moment. And it's their stuff. As I said earlier, if someone's difficult, it's not about you, it's about them. If someone's negative or aggressive, prone to mood swings, lashes out, becomes, narcissistic, it's about them, it's not about you. Don't take it personally, and try not to be judgmental. Just, know, well, this person has got some issues, so I'm not gonna allow myself to be drawn in by them. Narcissistic people, they're looking for a reaction. For a narcissist, any kind of attention is good attention. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, They just want a reaction. And by giving it to them, you're fueling their behavior. You know, they'll say, oh, that person so and so always reacts to me, so I'm going to keep winding them up so that I can get more supply from it. So in that situation, you want to use the grey rock technique. Just give them yes or no answers. Don't get drawn in to conversations with them, and don't show them any kind of emotional response. Certainly don't tell them any of your personal details, anything that they could use against you. And yeah, take a pause when you're dealing with someone and they're being difficult, being a dick. Take a deep breath in all the way down into your stomach and breathe out with a big sigh. Pause before responding. As I said, don't let them rile you. Don't let them get an emotional reaction from you. That is often what they're seeking. So, any questions, anything you'd like to say or ask, let me know in the chat box. Also, if you're dealing with people who are very negative or annoying, you can deflect, you can redirect the conversation. So if someone's talking about something that you don't want to talk about, if maybe they're talking about politics or, you know, something negative that you know is going to get you down, make you feel bad, redirect them from that to, you know, what did you do at the weekend? Did you have a nice weekend? Are you enjoying the weather? You know, whatever you can to change the subject, that can again allow you to keep those emotional boundaries and to keep your mindset together. And don't argue with difficult people. As I said, they may be looking for a response. They may be looking for an argument. Some people like arguing, so don't give them that. Keep things factual, to the point, as brief as possible. You might say things like, wow, that sounds really frustrating, or I hear you're upset. Don't validate, you know, what they're saying, but acknowledge what they're feeling, and that will allow them to, you know, feel understood without you getting drawn into all of their BS. And finally, going back to boundaries, know what your boundaries are, be clear on what your non-negotiables are, and be firm when you're setting boundaries. Don't be wishy-washy. You might say something like, you know, my plate's full right now, or I'm busy, or I can't take that on at the moment, but, you know, I know someone who can. I know a great hypnotherapist. You should speak to him. And you can send them to my website, markstubbles.com, where you can also get my free inner child healing and depression and anxiety workbooks. So that wraps up tonight's live stream. I hope you've enjoyed it, found it useful. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I forgot my microphone tonight, so hopefully the sound quality is good. And join me on the next live stream. If you've got any suggestions, anything you think I should do a live stream on, leave a comment below. Tell me what you want to see. Thank you for watching and see you next time.